I'm the United States Attorney for the Northern District of Florida. I am part of what many call the Feds. And the reason I'm honored and privileged to be here today is to talk about my views on the role of particularly Florida sheriffs, local law enforcement. The United States Department of Justice and Attorney General Barr, their belief is that local law enforcement is the backbone of all law enforcement in this country. It is 85% of all law enforcement in the United States is state and local law enforcement. The Feds in federal law enforcement, we can't do anything without the leverage, without the benefit, without the synergies that come from working with our state and local law enforcement partners. When you embed the federal law enforcement folks in with these sheriff's task forces and other local police agencies, that's where you really start to get the blend of people who intimately know their communities, where the trouble areas are, who the worst of the worst are. And that's when we can bring in all the federal capabilities, which are relatively speedy trials, long prison sentences, and very far away places. When word hits the street that federal law enforcement is involved, the cases are being taken federally, it has a high impact in the criminal community. I consider myself as a United States attorney, and I consider the assistant U.S. attorneys in our office to be the servants of the sheriffs and other state and local law enforcement folks here in Florida. I reach out to them, I'm very proactive, and I can give you a few examples. For example, in the Tallahassee area and the Pensacola area, we've been involved in gun violence initiatives where we've brought in the DEA and the ATF, and we have done very creative, new and different things, bringing federal resources to bear in the crime hotspots, particularly where there's gun violence and narcotics. Attorney General Barr wants his U.S. attorneys, and this is a quote from him, to act with dispatch and to move the needle in their communities, to make things happen and not to be inflexible bureaucrats sitting away in an office somewhere. And I am going to follow Attorney General Barr's order to the T.